Yes.
Yes, sir.
How did he repeat that?
I have a question that I've been struggling with this one ever since I read this hadith, which I have to admit I didn't like when I read it. And the hadith is the Prophet, peace be upon him, he said that the people of Yemen are the best of people. And I also read a hadith where it says that there's no race is better, there's no racial supremacy. And then I read this one, and to this day I'm still struggling to believe, like, why are the people of Yemen better? What does that mean?
Change your profile picture.
That's my niece.
You can do. Can I see her?
Yes.
Can I?
I love it.
No problem.
No, haram. Anyhow, listen.
No, Sheikh, tell me.
First of all, we as Muslims have to have submission, certainty, no questions asked, no strings attached. This is Quran, I believe it. Do you fully embrace it? Yes. No questions asked. This is a hadith. Do you take it? Is it authentic? Is it?
That's what I read, yeah.
Then if it's authentic, it's from Allah. How could I be shaky? Because if you want to be shaky, this means that you don't have certainty. And when you don't have certainty, you're this close to flipping to the dark side.
But, I mean, how are we able to judge how authentic hadith is, or...?
You don't. How do you judge whether this neurosurgeon who's going to do a spine cord surgery on you is authentic or not?
Judged by opinions of other people.
Okay, so by whose people?
The professionals.
Professionals. So you go to the scholars.
That's why I'm asking you.
I'm coming to you. I'm not answering yet. I'm just setting the foundation for the belief. The biggest problem we have with the Westerners from America and from Canada and from Europe is that they don't have their Islam on cemented area. They're so easy to flip to the other side, and that's why you find many of them starting to be good and strong and mashallah, and all of a sudden, I have doubts. Why? The Prophet married Aisha when she was 9. Ooh, you're a kafir. If you doubt the Prophet ﷺ for a second, you're a full-fledged kafir. Get the heck out of my house. Don't even think about it. No second chances. Watch out. I don't know why they're laughing. Guys, I don't know any of you, with all due respect, not because you're not famous, but because of my ignorance. I don't watch social media. I don't watch people. I don't follow people.
We are your fans, though. We always watch you.
Yeah. MashaAllah, may Allah promote you to a big air conditioner. Anyhow, so the issue is, I'm not punching below the belt. I don't know what your guys' views are, but I'm telling you, Islam is crystal clear. The Prophet said, I've left you on Islam which is as clear as night and day. There's nothing ambiguous in it. So if someone has the hesitation and is not certain, you know how many counseling sessions I do over the year? Thousands. I counsel people for money. They come to me, they pay me $220 per hour. I'm cheap, so what's the problem? And they come to me and say, Sheikh, I'm not certain that Allah exists. And you're a kafir. End of call. Watch out. If you doubt something in Islam that is beyond doubt, the Prophet ﷺ, if you look down at him, if you think bad about him, if you think something wrong with the Quran, if you think Allah Azza wa Jal is unfair, you're a kafir. We don't have to beat around the bush. But if you have a doubt, why did this happen? I'll explain it to you. This is why I'm here. You say, I don't know why the Prophet married Aisha when she was 9 and he was 50 years of age. It doesn't sound good, but I accept it. Do you think bad of the Prophet ﷺ? Is he a pedophile? Astaghfirullah. I would be a kafir thinking this. But I just want justification. I explain it to you. And I'll remove all doubt in your head. I have no problem. Sheikh, men marrying 4 and women marrying only 1. I'm a little bit dodgy about this, but I embrace it. I can explain everything to you. The thing is, if you don't have certainty, this is one of the 7 conditions of La ilaha illallah. honesty, certainty, acceptance, and the likes. If you don't have certainty, you're not a Muslim. What are the 3 questions you'll be asked in the grave? You know?
No.
Who's your Lord?
Who's your messenger?
What is your religion? And who's the man who is sent to you? The Prophet told us 2 people would be placed in their graves. We did a course in Medina, the whole book,
Yes.
the 3 principal fundamentals. The first question would be, the 3 questions would be asked to a believer. And 2 horrible looking angels would come, grab the man, shake him up. He's dead, huh? But he's dead but alive in the barzakh life, which is not out of, if we pull him out of the grave, he's dead, he's a corpse. But this is another level of life between this dunya and the hereafter. It's called barzakh. So they shake him violently and they say to him, who's your Lord? What's your religion? Who's this man who was sent to you? And he would say out of confidence, my Lord is Allah, my religion is Islam, and this man is Muhammad. They shake him again and ask him, and he confidently answered. Allah says to them, my servant has said the truth. Open a window from Jannah, from paradise, where the fragrance and the coolness and the blessings would come to him, and let him rest. The other person would say, huh? I don't know. People said something and I said it. And this is the hypocrite who says things, but yeah, but I can't say anything bad because everybody's watching. So yeah, I'm a Muslim, but deep down, he's a hypocrite. And this guy easily flips. And this is what most scares me about the people in the West. That their iman is not stable, it's not cemented, it's not concrete. It can flip any time. If you manage to strengthen your religion by not only reading books, because you need to walk the talk. If you read 6 volumes on how to swim in the ocean and you throw yourself in a swimming pool, what will happen? You'll drown like a rock. You have to practice it. So what you practice in your life, your daily routine, your masjid, your salat, your Quran, your community work, this is what will help you answer in the grave. If you don't walk the talk, you will be saying, huh? I don't know.
People used to say that.
Scary, huh?
Can I ask you about that hadith specifically?
Sure thing. What was the hadith?
Why are the people of Yemen the best of people?
The Prophet did not, ﷺ, say that they are the best in the sense of that they are the most believers. He said that they have the cleanest of hearts and the most truthful and honest of rhetoric. They don't lie. That's in generality. And this is one of the ways of the Prophet ﷺ of being positive. He said positive things about all the tribes in Arabia, about the people in Tamim, in Najd. He said this about the people of Hijaz. He said this about this and that. Because the Prophet was always positive, looking at the positive things of the people, not looking at the negatives and to put them down. So this is not a check blank for them to do whatever they want. They said that simply they have clean hearts, they don't hold a grudge, and we see this among the people we know from Yemen. We know them. I'm not talking about the Houthis. So you can't say that this about people generically. I hope this makes sense.
Well, could you, I don't mean to keep going on this, but could you not argue that that's racial supremacy?
So what? We do know that there is racial supremacy. We do know that although blacks and whites, red and yellow are equal and they only differ with the taqwa, the piety in the heart, but we also know that Allah selected the Arabs due to their language, due to their heritage, due to their supremacy at the time between the Byzantines, the Persians, the Jews and the Christians, of maintaining a level of moral conduct and a level of social justice between them at the time. But today we don't judge people by the color. If in Saudi Arabia you see this, we may have imams who are black, we have non-Arabs leading the prayer, You'll have me. I'm not originally Arab. I'm originally from Indonesia. So that nobody says anything. Nobody dares to say anything with my 9mm Glock. But still, we respect it and we feel, they're our homies. We have no problem.
So at a certain time, the Arabs were chosen people the same way Jews believed that they were chosen?
Yes, and this is why Quran is in Arabic. It's not in any other language. You can have translations in many languages, but Quran is Arabic.
So can you say Arabs were the chosen people?
No, because we have the worst scum from the Arab world. Bashar al-Assad. We can name few, but it's not the race. You don't have the what is it? The notion that I can say bad things about Islam because of this or that. We don't have any racism in Islam. Blacks and whites are equal. We have this. We can see it everywhere. My father-in-law is as black as night. My father-in-law, he's black. And he's the most beloved person to my life. May Allah have mercy on his soul. That doesn't make any difference. We don't have this in us. We don't think of a race. What are you? Hispanic. ¿Qué pasa?
No, I'm everything.
So everything, but originally.
My mom is Filipino. My dad is black.
¿Cómo
white.
está acá?
Yeah.
Mabuti. Okay. So we integrate it. We don't look down at anyone. But to have this notion of, no, Black Lives Matters, Me Too movement, don't say I'm your nigga. We don't have this nonsense. We don't have this nonsense. We're all equal. If you're black and you're thinking that, you use the N-word. Yeah, I did not use the N-word. Well, what's wrong with you? No, you're racist. Come on, get a life. We're all the same origin. I didn't choose to be white or yellow. Indonesians are yellow. Not in the sense that they're scared, but, And you didn't choose to be black. This is what Allah created you. Be proud of it. Live to it. Don't play the victim role. It's not going to take you anywhere.
We both children of Adam, man. Nigga.
Yeah. Everyone says to me, what are your origin? Especially here in Saudi, they have this racism stuff, tribal stuff. So, what's your origin? They don't know. They say to me. I got your answer from the beginning. You're from everywhere. Okay. So when they say to me, "Where do you come from? What's your origin?" I said, "I play the serious, role." And I say, "My grandfather is a prophet of Allah." And they said, "Whoa, okay, wow. What do you mean?" I said, "My grandfather is Adam." I said, Adam. My grandfather is Adam as well. So what are you boasting about? We come from the same root. Khalas, we're Adam. So you don't have any leverage, whether you're white or black, whether you're from America or from Arabia or from the Far East, you're all the same.
You got a problem with that hadith, huh?
Yeah, but I like the way you explained about generalities and the Prophet not saying things negative about people. Like
just they're the best. They're the best.
Yemenis can't have clean hearts.
Yeah.
Like the way Trump talks about people. They're great. He's great.
They're great. They're best people.
I'm good too.
But also, he's not saying they're the best. He's saying a specific trait in them is good.
Yep.
A specific trait, their kind hearts, is good in Yemen.
And truthful.
And truthfulness. A trait is that's beneficial.
Not best of all people.
Yeah, I think the misunderstanding of the hadith.
You read that wrong.
Yeah, translation tara is very, very problematic, and this is why we say learn Arabic. In the translation, it could flip things all over the place. There's a hadith where the Prophet says, "Some 7 are martyred, other than those killed on the battlefield." One of them is in the Arabic al-mat'un. Mat'un means the person who dies with the plague, but it also means the one who's killed with a stabbing. So imagine if I read this in a hadith translation in Los Angeles. The Imam of the Masjid was giving a khutbah, and he translated to be a stabbed person. So imagine if I'm listening to the hadith and I think, if I die stabbed, I'm going to be a martyr. And a guy in Harlem says to me, give me a wallet, I'm going to stab you. So, I would like to be a martyr. Go ahead. And I'm killed. Am I a martyr? Of course not. I'm a nutcase. Give him your wallet and save your life, akhi. But this is the translation that you have to be careful of. The Prophet ﷺ, when he listed the companions, he said,
all right, guys, so this clip was controversial. It was shared all over X. Some people agreeing with Sheikh Assim Al-Hakeem. Some people, criticizing him. Obviously, a lot of Islamophobes picked it up and said, oh, look, there's a supremacy issue with Islam. And, it was obviously misinterpreted by so many different people. You could twist it however you like and create your narrative, guys. And one thing he did say that was correct is that it's not necessarily that hadith did not necessarily refer to Arabs being the chosen people to receive the Quran, the revelations of Islam. It's more so the Arabic language and the circumstances at that time in history. It's everything is circumstantial. So the reason it was revealed in Arabic, obviously, is due to it's not so much so a racial supremacy. It's more of a Arabic language supremacy, right? So God revealed the Quran in Arabic, and it's known by several scholars, linguists, people who study languages that Arabic is actually the most precise language where misinterpretation, is not the norm. Everything is pretty direct, and it's a rich, sensitive for accuracy language. So a single statement, to a point where like a single statement can have many messages embedded in it, and there's no other language in the world where you can say one word can mean 10 different things, so that's the way it was revealed to the Muslims in Arabic, although today the majority of Muslims are non-Arabs who, are probably even better Muslims than the Arabs are. And the Arab culture is not in no way supreme over any other culture, nor is it even, supreme in the people that natively speak. They're not Arabic, they're not supreme Muslims. None of that exists, right? The majority of the scholars, in fact, in Islam were non-Arabs, were Persians, people in the Far East like this gentleman, individuals outside the fold of the Arabic world have actually been the most prominent Muslims throughout history, right? The Persians wrote several, like Sahih Bukhari. They contributed so much to Islam, along with, several other scholars throughout the world, guys. But the reason it was revealed in Arabic is because it's a very rich language throughout history. Like I said, a single statement can have many messages embedded in it. So it's more so Arabic language supremacy rather than it being a specific group of races, a specific racial group, right? Which we know some of the worst people throughout history have been from the Arab world. Let's just be honest here. So, for example, the style of the Quran, the way Allah articulates his message in an incredibly profound fashion, when human beings translate it, maybe they can get some of the content, but the creativity, the uniqueness of the words are entirely lost. Like when you try to translate like poetry or a song from one language to another, maybe you could translate the words, but certainly not the style, the creativity, the beauty, and emotion. This is definitely more so for the Quran, especially the words in Arabic, the emotional, the emotion and how the words are recited. But the fact that if a non-Arab or someone who doesn't know Arabic is less of a Muslim than an Arabic-speaking individual from the Arab world is completely wrong, and that's definitely not the case. And people want to make it seem like that, well, because it was revealed in that, somehow these people are emulating the Jewish religion, where it says like, that the Jews are the chosen people and they're going to reign supreme over the, what do they call them, Goy and all that. That nowhere in the Quran does it say anything like that. People conflate it just because it was released in the Arabic language and that the Prophet ﷺ was an Arab, that somehow, that makes Arabs more supreme to the the non-Arabs, which is it's just completely wrong. It goes against Islam to even think. Yeah, and I think that Sneako read the hadith thinking, or maybe misinterpreting, that it was somehow supposed to mean that the Arabs are supreme, or the people from Yemen. And the reality of it is, a lot of the hadiths that were taken from the Prophet were just stuff that he would say, and people would write it down, and people would remember the stuff, and they would, obviously this would be believed by everybody, So sometimes he'd make a saying. He could say, like, maybe the Prophet would have said something about if he was around the Chinese people, for example, or the whoever, right? He would make a positive claim about them,